Welcome guys to Pro Replay Analysis. This is a new series in which I will analyze one of my students from Metafy and try to sum up all the replay analysis in just a few keys so you can apply it too. Today we have a Champion 3 Division 4 who already has more than 5,000 hours. But all these hours have been scattered around multiple accounts since he got banned quite a few times. As you can see, he definitely has the mechanics to get to GC and even higher ranks, but he definitely has some positioning mistakes that are holding him back. If you want to be the next one on this series, make sure to stick around until the end of this video, since I will explain you how to get the chance of getting your replay reviewed by me. With nothing else to say, let's go with the analysis.
Here we are with the replay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I like how he follows up on the kickoff. Also, good beating his defender. I really like that. Here he could have taken a bit more control on the play, but you know, he was also in vision because he was falling. I don't like this turn that he does here, in which he power slides and he loses all his momentum. Okay, that's one of the first things that I already see that forces him to be a bit late to the challenge. Okay, good demo there. Good double demo there. I like that. Almost a third one. So he's a bump heavy guy. Okay, now I don't really like this, how he follows up the play. I always prefer having the second man a bit more centered. Pro players playing either 2s or 3s, you will have their second man more centered. Okay, so if we divide the field in 3 parts like this, you will always see it on this part. Okay, you won't be seeing him on the same side as where the ball is. For example, we have our first man here and we have the ball here. We want to be behind the line of the ball around here, and also I really like to have it more towards this side so the ball ends up coming towards you, okay, like this, instead of the ball moving away from you, as we will see on this play. You'll see how he ends up kind of chasing the play away instead of waiting for the play to come to him. This ends up with him being facing the wall when he wants to challenge, instead of like being able to face where he wanna goes with the ball. As you can see, he's completely facing the ball, and now when he has to cut, this guy has an open space up here or even up here, and he takes advantage of that and passes him really easily. Okay, and this is all positioning, has nothing to do with mechanics, and even he gets scored on. So we can already see how these little mistakes that we make end up in other mistakes, and in my opinion, if we fix our positional mistakes, we'll definitely see a huge improvement. Here we see another mistake. Here in this situation, even, I mean, it's not that bad because he's starving his opponent, but he's putting himself in a position that he's not that useful on the play. First of all, you don't want to flip forward because you have your teammate all the way back with like a 2v1. He's without boost, so you should try to go and help him. But aside from that, you should have turned towards this side instead of towards the boost. This is mainly because the idea, once again, is to have a second man here. The play will continue like this, and if he does this, he can just like pick up some small pads like this, and he can reposition to become a second man. And let's see what could have happened on this play. After this rebound, he could have got the ball here and maybe he could have get a shot or whatever, but now he's in a position that he is like not able to get a good touch. Even though he gets a touch, it's not the greatest one because he's so out of position that he first has to kind of turn. He's not using his momentum to his advantage, and that's like one of the main issues that I'm seeing. Okay, we've seen it on that little turn on the beginning. Also in this positioning forces him to be pretty much out of position, and he tends always to rotate also ball side. Okay, for example, in this situation he is rotating ball side, so he's not allowing his teammate to cut in, but he's not cutting in either. Okay, if we see this from his teammate's perspective, we will see it clearly. Look at this, he's like right in the middle, so his teammate cannot cut and he's neither going, so he's giving the opposite team a lot of time and space to work with. So yeah, he's basically giving them a free counter attack. See how it always feels a bit off. Okay, all the angles that he approaches the ball, okay, he's always kind of not facing the ball. Basically, he always has to make a turn or something weird to actually go for the ball. What you always want to do is face the play, which is basically face both the ball and where you want to go with it. You always want to be like this, okay, and go towards there, because if you're coming from here, let's say, yeah, you would be facing the ball, but you are not facing where you want to go with it because you don't want to go against the wall, right? Here, once again, you see how he's like a bit too desperate for going for that boost. Maybe here, if he just rotated far post and picked up some pads, he would have a better position, especially considering that his his teammate was going for a challenge, and if this went wrong, he would have been completely out of position. As you can see, he is on the corner with his teammate, okay, which is a thing that we want to avoid. Okay, we don't want to be on this zone with our teammate. If we are here, I mean, if we have a teammate on the corner, we always want to be more inside net. Okay, I have a video on this, so yeah, definitely would recommend you watching that. Well, now he has a free play, good air dribble, pretty solid mechanics, as we can see. And this is not that much his fault. I mean, his teammate challenged as a last man, and he completely missed the challenge. If you're a last man, you just want to play it safe until your teammate recovers, unless you know that you can beat the challenge, but you don't want to risk that much. Once again, we can see that he is going on the same side as where the ball is. He's like on this road, and that leads him to be out of position once again. If he was just here, just waiting for the play, look at this. Boom, top corner, easy goal. Okay, so there are like a lot of missed opportunities in this match based on his second mid positioning. So that's definitely one of the things that he should be working on. He's committing to that, and he could have even wrapped the ball around so he can actually end up facing the play and facing the touch that he wants to go for. Okay, he didn't have anybody rushing but his teammate, that he was still like going for a cut here towards the corner. Not the greatest, because you cannot really control where the ball will bounce, especially on low boost situations. But instead, if he just like waited for it to bounce and he done something like this, okay, he could have a much better angle to go for either shot or clear or even in control. Okay, but whatever happens, you're already facing where you want to go with ball instead of like this. Okay, which he would have just hit it towards the corner, and that's it. Once again, here you see he's chasing the play away, so even though he couldn't have scored that, he could have been a bit wider so he can cut it with this boost and he can keep the counter attack. I'm guessing that he will try to do that, but yeah, he's forced to do something weird. As you can see, he has really good mechanics for a C3. I mean, that was not an easy read. He even got the reset even though he didn't use it to touch the ball. Let's see how he defends this. Okay, he waits for it. Good patience. Here, he's in a really awkward situation. Okay, this is another of the things that he can definitely work on it, which is rotating far post. I mean, I know this is rather simple, but we can see a clear example of a C3 almost grand champ not doing it in a situation that he should have done it. So in this situation, once he sees that the ball goes there and he's facing the complete opposite side, he basically wants to be facing the play once again. So I would have done something like this. You see, he ends up in this weird position. He is completely backwards to this shot. If this guy just makes a shot instead of like towards the goal, which is what he's covering, he sends it towards, for example, the backboard, the read will be pretty much impossible. I don't know what he will do. I'm guessing he will make a shot. Yeah, he makes a really poor touch, and that's why he manages to save it, but it would have been much better to like reset your positioning. Now that challenge was pretty risky. Here he gets a bump, that's good, but once again, you see how first of all he doesn't pick up any pads, and secondly, he already starts going towards ball side before even anything happens. So here it would have been better to just maybe pick up some pads on this play, something like this, and maybe when he wants to go for the cut, okay, he can even go for a fake challenge since he would have had more boost. The idea behind this is that his teammate could have been back more in time. Now let's see, you see how he's never completely facing the play, and that leads him to always getting this really awkward touches in which he doesn't know if he has to go or not, and then he manages to do this. So he has a really good reading capability as well, aside from his good mechanics as well. Good play by him. This is all mechanical. All the goals that he scores, all the good plays that we see from him during his match are purely mechanical, and none of them are just positional or smart plays. That's the replay there. This ends up in a forfeit, and this is a win. But as you can see, we already have a lot of things that he could be working on.
Okay, so after analysis, we can definitely see how he's feeling, and mainly two things. First one, and the most clear one, is his second man positioning. If he was always behind the line of the ball, and especially more centered as second man, he will have the chance to score a lot more goals, leading him to rank up more quickly. This will also put him in a much better position to just defend any kind of counter attack or rebound that comes after his teammates play. Here we have a couple of examples in which he's failing either at scoring a goal or at cutting a counter attack. The second most frequent mistake that I see is that he's not using his momentum to his advantage. Keep in mind that in this game, in order to be fast, fast and accurate, you need to be facing the play. There are many ways to do this, but the most efficient one is just rotating far post. I know this is simple, but you have seen how this could have changed a lot in his gameplay. This will allow him to use the momentum to his advantage, so he will be able to beat his opponent much easier. He will also get the chance to get a bit more accurate and powerful shots when he wants to go for them, since he will already be facing where he wants to go with the ball and not just facing the sidewall. On the positive side, we also have things, which is that he's a really mechanical player for his rank. I know that there will be some platinums that will say, okay, I cannot dribble like him and I am platinum and blah blah blah, but he actually has really decent mechanics. He's able to get powerful and accurate shots when he's actually well positioned. He's also able to air dribble and definitely has some rating skills. So if he takes advantage of all this and combines it with a good positioning and momentum management, he will definitely rank up to GC, and he can even get to GC2, GC3 in my opinion, without improving his mechanics too much. And that's also probably your case. Many people think that their mechanics are the ones that hold him back, but actually might be your positioning and macro game aspects. So if you want to be analyzed on the next video, make sure to become a student on my MetaFi community. This will unlock a lot of benefits, and you have different tiers in which I also offer courses and even sessions. And if you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord, which link is also in the description. If you like this analysis, make sure to subscribe, like them, and even leave a comment, because I really want to know if you like them or not. And with anything else to say, thanks for watching and see you next time.